This is Articuno EX, a card in the new mobile game Pokémon TCG Pocket, and it's a really damn good card. This is Mewtwo EX, another card in this game. This one takes a lot of time to set up, but once that's done, this card can end any game with a victory. This is the story of the best Pokémon TCG Pocket match I've played so far. For those who don't know, Pokémon TCG Pocket is a new mobile game that simulates the real-life feeling of opening Pokémon card packs, and even lets you battle in a new simplified version of the card game. So, what are the changes to the battle system? Well, here's a quick list. 1. Energy cards are removed, being replaced with the Energy Zone, which generates 1 energy per turn. If you're using multiple types, the energy you get is randomly picked from all possible types you've put in there. 2. Decks now only consist of 20 cards instead of the usual 60. Since a third of your deck in the normal TCG was most likely energy anyway, this just means that your deck is basically cut in half. 3. Prize cards have been removed, being replaced with a point system. 3 points are needed to win the game. 4. Drawing all the cards from your deck is no longer a lose condition. The only way to lose is for all the Pokemon on your side of the field to faint, or for your opponent to get 3 points. Now that we have a basic understanding of the battle mechanics, let's go over the separate decks we each had for this game. In my deck I had 2 Ghastly, 2 Haunter, 1 Gengar, 2 Clefairy, 1 Clefable, 2 Slowpoke, 1 Slowbro, 1 Woobat, 1 Swoobat, 1 Mr. Mime, 1 Mewtwo EX, 1 Potion, 2 Pokeballs, and 2 Professor Oaks. As you can see, it's a decent set of cards. Now for anyone asking something like, where's Sabrina, or why am I only using 1 Mewtwo instead of 2? I didn't have any more. This game is hard for free-to-play players. For my opponent, I don't know too much about their deck, but I do know they had 2 Articuno EXs, 2 Sabrinas, a red card, and a fucking dream. Okay, so just a quick side note before we actually start the fight. I don't have any footage of this, so I've had to recreate the entire fight in my editing software, which is less visually appealing, but it did take me a long time to do. So, I hope it suffices as a visual guide to what happened. Anyway, back to the video. I went second in this fight. Going first in this game is straight up a disadvantage, as you can't attach energy to your Pokemon, and as a result, can't attack. You know that joke where when your Pokemon's paralysed, it can't do anything, yet when your opponent's Pokemon is paralysed, they can set up 2 swords dances, go to McDonald's, file the taxes, 100% complete Xenoblade Chronicles, set up a 3rd swords dance, get a good night's sleep, and sweep your entire team? Going first in this game is exactly that experience. My starting hand was Woobat, Slowpoke, a Potion, Oak, and a Pokeball. Not what I wanted, but we can work with this. I played Woobat into the active slot and Slowpoke to the bench. My opponent, on the other hand, played both of his Articuno cards to the field. We need a miracle to win this fight. Can we do it? Let's find out. Their first turn wasn't too eventful because it's the first turn of the game, but my first turn was definitely very impactful. I used Oak and managed to get Mewtwo, so I played it straight to the bench. I used the Pokeball and got Ghastly, which I also added to the bench. I attached my first energy to Mewtwo and ended my turn. In my hand I had a second Ghastly and my Potion. On my opponent's turn, they began setting up their main Articuno and tried to throw off my strategy by using the red card on me. The red card forced me to put the cards in my hand back into my deck, shuffle, and draw 3 cards. The cards I drew were the same Potion I just put back in the deck, a Haunter, and a Gengar. I don't know what I did to get that lucky, but I'll take it. I evolved Ghastly into Haunter, set it up with an energy, and ended my turn. Gengar only needs 1 energy to battle, so it doesn't feel like a waste to set it up. My opponent attached an energy to their Articuno and used Ice Whip. Nothing I didn't expect, since I'd planned for Woobat to faint in the next turn. I continued to set up Mewtwo with more energy, evolved my Haunter into Gengar, and I felt comfortable in this position. But then the next turn changed everything. They used Sabrina. Sabrina forces your opponent to switch out their active Pokemon. This may seem insignificant, but when paired with Articuno EX, this is destructive. Articuno EX's second attack is Blizzard. which does 80 damage to your active Pokemon and 10 damage to each of your bench Pokemon. Woobat was on 20 HP and it would be taken down to 10 this turn. Even by sacrificing Slowpoke, Gengar wouldn't have enough time to hold the field to let Mewtwo set up. And my potion would only heal Woobat by 20, which wouldn't be enough time for Mewtwo to KO both Articuno. Accepting defeat, I played Slowpoke to the active position and let it faint. Even if Slowpoke did nothing, it still had a purpose, and I'm proud of it. I played Gengar to the active position as it was all I had, but then a miracle happened. I drew a card, as you always do at the start of the turn, and what did I get? Swoobat. I got Swoobat. The one card I needed to have a chance at winning this game. This bat, this stupid bat, who only exists because someone in the year of probably 2009 decided they didn't want to include old Pokemon and had to make new Pokemon to replace the old ones, is now my saving grace in this battle. My strategy has changed from let the bat die to keep the bat alive at all costs. I don't care what it takes, whether I have to sacrifice my firstborn or blow up half the goddamn moon. The bat must live. You know, it's really crazy to think about the fact that someone making a possibly split-second decision in the past has a massive effect on the future, even if it's insignificant to most people. I evolved Woobat into Swoobat, which gives us an extra 30 HP to play around with, continue to set up Mewtwo, and finally attack Articuno with Gengar. Gengar has one attack, which is Bother. Bother does 50 damage and stops my opponent from using any supporter cards, meaning, like it or not, Gengar is stuck on the field. My opponent continues to set up their second Articuno and uses a Blizzard, taking Gengar down to 50 HP. I set up Mewtwo with more energy and play a Clefairy to the field. Gengar attacks with another 50 damage, taking the first Articuno down to 40 HP. Gengar falls in the next turn, but it's done enough. Swoobat is in the corner, struggling for its life against the constant blizzards, but Mewtwo finally takes the field. Thanks to Gengar's chip damage, Mewtwo can finish off first Articuno with Psychic Sphere. Mewtwo EX has two attacks, Psychic Sphere, which is a standard 50 damage, and Psy Drive, which does 150 damage but causes it to lose 2 Psychic Energy. This attack is a one-shot for every Pokemon currently in the game, except for Venusaur, Dragonite, Venusaur EX, Charizard EX, Blastoise EX, Executor EX, Gengar EX, and Machamp EX. 8 cards don't instantly die to this incredible attack, and Articuno isn't one of them. My opponent tried their hardest to win, getting Swoobat back down to 10 HP, even forcing me to swap into Clefable, who had evolved last turn, but it was over. Mewtwo was put back into play next turn, and one Psy Drive was all it took to defeat the second Articuno, giving me the game. If you told me when I started this channel that I'd make a video on a mobile game, I'd have laughed in your face. And yet here we are. If you haven't already, go download Pokémon TCG Pocket and play it yourself. Even playing free-to-play, this game is still fun, and getting cards is a great time for me. I really hope you get the same enjoyment that I've gotten from it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, consider subscribing to the channel. I plan on posting more videos like this in the future, and I have other videos on the channel that you can check out. I also stream on occasion, and will be streaming Dragon Quest III when that game comes out, so stay tuned for that. With all that said, thank you so much once again for watching this video, and I hope to see you all again. Bye for now.